beaver, woodlog, beaver, broken heart, lizard.
Okay. Ah! I forgot that I'm working on one layer. You should not ever paint on one layer only. 8th of March. I went to the cinema with my boyfriend and the most appealing movie to us was Hoppers, and we watched it. Left with a good impression, we went home, and then I made the mistake of opening YouTube. I was struggling to understand why it is like that, and probably was ready to switch the teams, because maybe I didn't know something about the movie. So I watched one of the popular ones. Shout out to the creator Amy, it's the first one video for her, and production-wise speaking, it was very neat. Even though the video is good, it didn't make any real point of what was wrong about Hoppers. It pushed more the agenda of Hoppers just being bad because it wasn't. What? I really got confused there. If only there was proposed another version or way how to make a better movie on the topic of Hoppers, not just showing Wally title picture, I would get the idea better. However, the video is hyped and the comments are more about the video itself, that it being the first one and recommended, than about the main message. I think everyone just understood that the creator didn't like it and because it aligned with them, commented positive reaction. Which I found strange and left a comment like this. And then scrolled down and finally found one that let me understand that I'm not the crazy one here and that the hate is not that much justified. This is why I decided to leave my opinion as well. Enjoy a speed paint of Hopper's character in the meantime. Because even though many didn't like it, I loved the movie. Why they say it is bad? I understood it that way that people were expecting from an animation about environment something more aggressive and satisfying. Probably how beavers would unalive all people around and build a new pond on the carcasses, I don't know. Also they say the style wasn't that good, even though, and I agree with this part, the idea of changing the faces of animals from when people are looking at it and aren't is great. And I will add, it's very creative. Why the negative opinion is not justified. There is no version proposed that would be better than existing plot of Hoppers. It would make the hate point so much clearer if only there was a clear image provided. Any kind of analogy, for example, in what way exactly Wally sent the message in a better way. I love Wally, but Hoppers is not Wally, and it should not be. Hoppers is about environment. There are many moments where authors of the movie in the beginning showed how Mabel with Grandma were doing the right thing, gathering garbage, caring for animals, doing what they can. So, as a proper argument, the haters could propose something like that. Imagine, Mabel is not confronted in her anger, she should become angrier. She made John super angry as well, and less harmonious. She confronts Jerry in front of all the people together with all animals. People hear them, start to oppose Jerry as well, and then all together they dedicate a piece of land that people will not occupy to widen the animal lands. Something like that. This, of course, would be even cooler, but I will still recommend to watch it because it's really funny. The style is nice, and the characters and whole plot is interesting. There is a clear portrait of protagonist's character, why she is like that, and why she cares deeply not only about nature, but especially about this one pound as well. Animal lover from birth, she's a bit feral from young age, and it is nicely shown through her uneven design and attitude. She can run around, she can bite, she does things that people would not find acceptable. Grandma helps her to kinda manage her emotions, but still, while becoming of age and turning 19, she didn't change that much, which is understandable, she's just a human. And when her grandma passed, she took on herself to protect the pond and to care about the animals around. Then she meets the antagonist, Jerry, opposite of her. He is egocentric, cares about money and power, is very distinguished in appearance, and is loved by people because, quote, he does what he promised. Movie shows us that quarrel about pond was not their first one, and they always argue. Understandable, they are clear opposites. And because still Mabel is powerless, she is pushed away by Jerry, and we see how he destroys the dam. From there starts the whole premise of the movie. Mabel couldn't find help from other neighbors, and the last hope for her became a secret device made by her college professor that would allow Mabel to put her mind into a robotic beaver's body and find other beavers to bring them back to the pond together with all animals. There's just so many funny interactions that came out of this, and the whole perspective of how what is happening is perceived by animals. John is a whole different option of choosing a side or not choosing at all. The movie shows that he is so harmonious, but to the point of being okay to be eaten or to just squish mice into one small place, even though they are not comfortable and clearly don't fit there. Haters thought that movie shows him as right, but it is not so. Movie opposes him by shedding light on his wrongs. If he is too passive, others will make choices for him, fight when he doesn't want, or will avoid fighting to protect his cause. But the idea of being all the one whole is good and right. No one just understood how to do that from the very beginning. Everyone was wrong. Mabel is a bit too fanatic, Jerry is greedy, and John is too passive. And in the end, they find the balance. People are not just the animals, they are more spiritual and thus have more responsibility to choose not to harm animals, to care about themselves and about smaller brothers of ours. Hoppers nicely shows this in the ending, by how John was ready to fight, Mabel started listening, and Jerry helped by using his resources to clean the pond and to step away from the land that isn't his. People and animals should live together as one. Then, even while people population grows, animals will always find a place because everyone will be sharing the same home with respect towards each other, just in the way natives in America were seeing the world as one whole of which you are a small part and you can coexist together. Before the conclusion, I will share a bit about what I didn't like. The only point of Amy's videos that I agree with is that character writing and plot feel rushed. However, I'm quite accustomed to that feeling by this point. Almost each new movie/animation feels rushed, with rare exceptions. For example, any new Marvel movie is rushed to the point you cannot understand the plot until the very end. In contrast of animation like Wolfwalkers, in which everything is nicely paced and the plot comes in one piece. My theory here is that big corporations focus on production speed and not on the quality. They want a product with minimal time invested. That's why the characters feel flat, plot goes on 102k speed, and their movies come out worse than independent indie projects. But Hoppers is not that bad. There are some questions and inconsistencies in the plot. For example, the point of animals being ready to hop into the body of a human robot came out of nowhere. Somehow, animals understood that you can press scientists to do the reverse, and somehow animals understood that one exact high frequency can damage the hearing and unalive people. This was just so sudden, felt hard to believe because it implied that animals studied the subject and seen some examples, even though this decision of hoping to Jerry's body and unaliving many people, they also somehow got to know that everyone will gather at the stage, appeared in less than a day, a bit too grandiose for a small caterpillar. But the animation altogether is nicely put, and I'm ready to forgive this to the creators. It's still a silly story. Conclusion. Hoppers is a good family movie. As many noticed, which contradicts Sammy's claims, Pixar's style this time found balance. and the characters have distinguished styles, while animals are overwhelmingly cute and funny. There are a lot of great jokes, good message, and just a nice vibe to chill in a cinema while watching or at home. I'm happy that I seen it, and both the scene when John was hugging Marble's beaver body and ending when they were sitting together on the grandma's favorite spot touched my heart. I adore this animation. That was probably never planned as something for centuries or to be the greatest of all times. Just a silly animation that you enjoy watching and laugh about a lot. Scenes with phone using are hilarious. So check it out. Have fun. Bye bye. Meow.